There we go. Hey, everybody, how's it going? I'm not even doing the intro because this is not an official Cubist. this is us fending off Con Crash. So, how's it going? My name is Bill. Hey, look, that's Kimberly. She's in a. Oh, oh
What?
no! I don't. I forget. This is how I can tell I'm. This is how I can tell I'm out of practice. I've got the window open. Everything's terrible. There we go. Like all of a sudden, I heard myself shouting at myself. It was awful.
Oh.
Like, oh, crap. Forgot to turn off all the things. I'm dumb. Anyway, how's it going? It is Cubist Unscripted. So we were not going to do a show tonight. The whole plan was to not do a show. Everybody was going to be tired. But I had a really easy trip home. And by easy, I mean 2 half days of driving rather than 1 full day of driving home. So feeling way more awake, and I'm not ready to be done yet. So this way we don't have to be done. Now we can talk, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the deal. So anyway, yeah, we all just got home from BGG.con. Well, I don't know about I just got home. Kimberly, you got home last night, right?
Like midnight? Well, I got to Matt's at like midnight. No, I got to the airport. I don't know. Like 1 a.m., I think.
All right on. What did they do to Kickstarter? Dan, what are you talking about? All right, so anyway, this is going to be super low key and whatever. This is basically just going to be talking to the chat room. Whoever ends up, we told everybody no show, so I would be surprised if we get more than 3 or 4 people. But right on, whatever. They've made it a chubby letter K. What are we? What, the Kickstarter logo? They messed with it?
Yeah, they changed it. It's just a really chubby letter K.
All right, that works. So yeah, BGG happened. That was a thing.
It did.
I broke like almost all of the rules when I used to be the Concred guy.
Yeah.
I used to tell people all these things, and I failed on all of them. Well, maybe not all of them. I got pretty close to 6 hours of sleep per night. I ate 2 meals per day. I showered once per day. I did all the things, right? That part's great.
Yeah.
I also way overcommitted.
Oh, yeah. That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, well, that's sort of my thing. That's dumb, but played a lot of cool stuff. So let's start with the easy stuff. So do you log plays, Kimberly?
I'm going to again in January.
Okay, but you don't currently.
So I can't tell you what I played.
So you can't tell me exactly what's. Let's talk. Let's keep this one positive, right? Because I don't want to go negative about crap. So
I'm gonna go so negative, Bill.
That's my job. God damn it! Don't do that. No.
Grouchy?
Huh?
It's my turn to be the curmudgeon.
You can be, yes, in your seal onesie. That's definitely how to be a curmudgeon.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing says cranky like a seal onesie. Nice.
And a giant teddy bear.
And a giant teddy bear. That definitely helps your case. So, all right, let's just go back and forth on stuff that really stood out.
Okay.
Like stuff that really was like, wow, that was awesome.
Okay, I'm in.
Well, you go first, unless you want me to go first.
Let's see. I think there were only really 2 real surprises game-wise for me that I can think of. Positive, I mean.
Okay.
Not so positive. Pyramid Poker by R&R Game.
Yeah, I played this last year before it was available. They had it in the booth there, and I played it last year.
It was really fun. We went and played it. Really, I went over there to meet Dan because he is one of our big Granite Game Summit supporters. They send us quite a bit, R&R. And I hadn't actually met him face-to-face yet, so I wanted to go introduce myself and thank him. And then we decided to sit down and play a game of Pyramid Poker.
So this is
quite pleasant and enjoyable.
Yeah, this is the one that has basically playing cards written on like wooden bricks, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you physically build a pyramid, and then you remove bricks one at a time from the pyramid to build your hand, and then put them back. Right? Isn't that how it goes?
So each player grabs 15 wooden blocks, and they have cards on them, but they are upside down. So all you're seeing is the plain wood background.
Oh, the other players seeing the other side?
Nope, the other player's doing the same thing. And then as you place them, you reveal them one at a time, only to yourself, though. So the other person still doesn't know what you have. And you're building this pyramid up. So you still only have half the data. You only
Gotcha.
have what you have. You can only see your cards, but you can also take the ones facing the other direction. They don't have to be yours.
Right. So that'd be like a blind draw.
Yeah, like a blind draw.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
And then you're making each of you places a block, not simultaneously, every other, and places it on hand one, hand two, hand three, which is head to head in a line like battle line.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, like toe to toe, trying to beat each other in a card line and make the better poker hand. And it definitely has that battle line feel to it there, which I quite like. Battle line's one of my favorite 2-player card games. And yeah, you're making poker hands and kicking butt.
That's awesome. It's a cool. I mean, it's kind of. It almost feels like a gimmick, right? Because you could almost, not quite. It feels like you should be able to duplicate this with just cards. You couldn't because of the stacking, but it feels like you should be able to. Like, at least that's what I remember. So it felt like a gimmick, but it totally works. And it's really nice to look at, right? Like, it's a very pretty.
And $20. Yeah,
dude, that's amazing how cheap it is. It doesn't feel like it should be that cheap.
All of those chunky wooden blocks, $20 is an amazing price for that.
Yeah, it's a steal.
Nice, heavy. They're nicely glossed. They feel good in your hand. They look good. Yeah. And then we went back and played it again Sunday before the hall closed. It was like the last thing we went in to do because Matt wanted to play it again. And so did I. And then he ended up buying it.
Nice. I should probably get that one at some point. I really enjoyed it when I played it last year. And somehow I saw it when I was doing the dealer hall on Friday because I was being media nerd Friday, walking around talking to everybody. And I saw it and I remember thinking, I remember a 4-second moment where I was like, God, I really enjoyed that last year. But I have to keep moving because if I don't, I'm never going to get through everything. And I wanted to hit every single booth this year and at least say hello to people. And there was a couple that I skipped because they were just crazy busy. And I didn't really stop and talk to Gil from Forum Fair during the actual hall because I had talked to him on Wednesday or whatever. So I already had, but I was pushing through. But yeah, that's really good. So I guess it's not an official show, Kimberly, but we're going to make you rate it anyway on the Cubist scale. Got to do it.
Buy it.
Yeah, I agree. For $20. Well, and here's the thing, right? Like, it's fairly light-ish. It's not. I mean, it's not. It's thinky in a way, but it's not hard, right? Like,
no, not hard at all. And you could easily just throw those wooden blocks into a drawstring bag and take it with you. Yeah. You don't need that board. You can line it up without the board.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's also a really good grab it and go travel game.
I mean, it's huge, and also you could kill a man, right? Like, so if something bad happened, if you had it in that drawstring bag.
Yeah, I mean that too. It is heavy. It's heavy. It's not actually all that big.
It's not like pocket size. Let's not. These bricks were like, an inch or so thick, weren't they?
No, they're not that thick.
I thought they were. They're pretty big.
They're not that thick. An inch is pretty thick. They're thick though.
There's a joke in there somewhere. All right. So for me, okay, so the two I'm gonna talk about are the game that was the hit of the con for me, and then the hit of the con for Molly, because Molly's not a fan of the idea of being on camera, but I'll sort of stop typing with your face, Kimberly.
What do you mean stop typing with my face?
You can't spell. I'm just giving you crap. Sorry. All right. So hit of the show for Molly was Clans of Caledonia. I had Paul Grogan, our wonderful friend from the Gimme Rules show, muled a copy over from Essen for me. I actually got it autographed too because he's amazing. So I had a copy of Clans there. We played it twice. The first time we played it, we jacked up a ton of rules and it was late and it was dumb. So we screwed up hard. But then we played it again on Sunday, just a 2-player game, just to bang it out. So that way we could lock the rules in. He really likes it. It feels like what Terra Mystica would feel like if it got mashed up with a Uwe Rosenberg game or like a market game, right? Because
I can see that.
Making resources and turning them into points instead of the bowls of power and just points, right? Like this is, it feels like, but it feels it's definitely a love letter to Terra Mystica. There's no way around that. And I've heard a couple of people that have said, well, it's not really like Terra Mystica. No, that's BS. It's the same damn thing. You've got pieces on your board, and when you reveal them, they reveal the things that you get to produce. And you have end of round goals each round for 5 rounds, and you have to build all your stuff in a big group. And at the end of the game, you get points if you have the biggest group. I mean, the only parts that aren't Terra Mystica are there are no bowls of power, and there's goods that you trade for, and then there's a market for goods. So there's supply and demand.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So, which, I mean, that, don't get me wrong, that part is significantly different enough that it feels, it definitely adds a whole new dimension to the game, but it feels like Terra Mystica. It's just slightly faster.
Yeah.
It is impossible to get away from that feeling. And I like Clans of Caledonia. Molly really likes it, but that makes sense. She really likes Terra Mystica. She plays it ad nauseum on her iPad. That is one of her 2 go-to games on the iPad right now. The other one being Through the Ages. And she really loved it. So, and especially once we got the rules, like, oh, and by the way, here's a really humbling fact. We got a rule wrong, and I took a picture and put it on Instagram that very clearly illustrated that I got the rule wrong in that first game, right? And the designer apparently has been searching that hashtag and called me out on it on Instagram. So now I'm like, oh, great. Cool. So not only did I get busted for screwing something up, but I got busted by the designer. I'm like, damn it. Whatever.
Well, that's pretty amazing. Yes.
Lovely. So
right now.
You what?
I'm looking it up right now.
Get out of there. Don't. No. Look, my shame is already complete. I'm going to go delete the damn thing. No, I'm not.
No, don't delete it.
No, I'm not going to. It's actually a good picture.
Your Instagram anyhow, so I can see what you played.
Yeah. Because I do take pictures. I don't log plays like on BGG very often, but what I definitely do is use my Instagram. So I don't mean to be super plug man, but if you go to Instagram and look for Bill Corey Jr. on there, I take pictures of basically every game that I play, and I post them there. So
mine haven't been posted yet, though. I'm starting to now.
Yeah. So Molly, Clans of Caledonia was her hit of the con. She really likes it. She's excited that it's home. It plays. Here's the other thing. The other difference between it and Terra Mystica is that Clans plays really well at 2.
Yes.
And I think Terra Mystica is like watching paint dry at 2.
I've never played it at 2 because people say not to.
I think it sucks. I think it's fine at 3. Kimberly Riverdance. Oh crap! Here we go. Hey Ben, how's it going? Yeah, I like. You know what? We might have to come up. We've been pitching new T-shirt ideas all show, right? Or all week. I mean, at BGG, there were ideas about dumb new T-shirt ideas. One of them that I think we're actually going to do is the next piece of Cubist merch is we're going to, instead of the buy it, play it, forget it, or burn it on the back, we're going to do every one of the dumb ratings that our guests have added on, like trade for it, bling it, fire it into the sun. All of that. We're going to do the expanded rating system as the next one with like some sort of handwritten font written in there. So
you could just select one.
Yeah, exactly.
Bill, do you know an amazing thing I said while playing Teach-U? You missed me playing Teach-U. I'm such a good Teach-U player that I will never learn down. Jesus, I probably should do something. I yelled, "Burn it down, bitches!" Or burn it down, my bitches.
Excellent.
Which is acceptable for me to say in the Cubist. I don't need an awooga for that.
You do not need an awooga for that. And you don't need an awooga for this one at all, because this is not going to go to audio. We're not going to make Daniel do this. This is going to be because we actually for sure, like, we're tired, and we know I am well aware this show is probably going to suck. So, like, I mean, this is going to be just fun and us chilling. So this will never be on audio. You all in the chat room, you get exclusive content.
That's right.
And also you that watch on YouTube later. That'll be that. So, hey, by the way, chat room. I'm just going to talk straight at you for a second there. How if you watched me do the dealer haul, was it really it was real bad, then I won't do it that way anymore, but it was fun for me. So there's a third video, by the way, and it'll get back up onto the channel. I accidentally put it on the wrong channel because I'm an idiot. I didn't even realize it. And then Patrick is like, hey, by the way, you have that on the Cubist channel, right? And I'm like, crap. So I'll have to move it over tomorrow at some point, or tomorrow night or something. It's going to be a long week.
It's a long week already.
Yeah, no joke. So anyway, Molly said for sure. Molly said for sure that Clans was a buy it for her.
It's good because you already bought it.
Yeah, because I already did, so that's handy. I really like it too. I think that the nice thing about it is that it kind of scratches a similar itch to Terra Mystica, but is faster.
Yeah, I agree.
It isn't nearly as like in Terra Mystica. If you don't do whatever the thing is that your race is awesome at, you're screwed, right? Like that's just as soon as you get your player power, that says what you're going to do. In this game, your player power for sure helps, but it's not like a railroad, right? Like you don't have to do that thing because it feels a little bit more open. So I really like it. Plus it's a smaller box. That doesn't suck. It's a good game in a small package. I'm always a fan of that.
Did you see that Matthew bought Antiquity?
No.
And it weighs 400 pounds.
I was going to say, it's a huge box.
No, they toned it down. It was going to be, or it was apparently at one point in time, the Roads and Boats giant ridiculousness.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the version that I've seen. The new one, smaller.
This one's a more compact box, but it had like 33 punch boards in it. So there.
33. Shit, that's a lot. Yikes. So Antiquity is one of those games that everybody loves. Oh, it's a splatter box with double depth, according to Matt in the chat.
Oh, there we go. See, he's in the chat now. That's
okay. So like the Food Chain Magnet box, that splatter box, or the Roads and Boats box? Matt, whatever. Matt.
It's got to be more than double, I would think, but the Food Chain Magnet box.
Oh, okay. So it's a bookshelf size box. It's just thicker now.
It's really thick. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Gotcha. Got it. All right. By the way, there's people saying they lost stuff. Like Dan says he lost something in the chat. I don't know what that means, but yeah. So anyway, Clans was a buy it for Molly. Buy it for me too. I definitely don't regret having it. I will say that it's easy to miss a couple rules. Rulebook definitely feels like a first time rulebook. In a couple spots. Yeah. It's not bad. I mean, it's not terrible. I've definitely seen worse. Yes. But there's a couple gotcha spots where the way that it was written was a little bit wonky in spots. It wasn't bad though. It was good.
Half of what we played had terrible rule books this week.
Yeah, Mini Park.
Oh my god, right? Mm-hmm.
Woo, that rule book was brutal. Like
components and then not give any information on how to use them, probably.
Yeah, I know. Like half the stuff apparently wasn't in the rule book at all. I never even looked at it, but there was about 5 for a game that's supposed to take about 8 minutes to play. We spent about 15 minutes staring at the rule book trying to figure out what the hell this thing meant or that thing meant. It was a pain in the butt. So you thought the Clans rule book was better than almost anything you played at BGG, huh? Wow.
Oh yeah, most of what we played at BGG, the rule books and the graphic design were total trash. Yeah.
Man, I don't know. I mean, and maybe it was just I might have just been really tired too because I definitely timed that poorly. That was. Yeah, I know there are far worse rule books. I'm fine. Yeah. You guys are all probably right, and I'm probably wrong. That's sort of how this usually goes. But I don't know. There was just, and it's not. It's.
But you're nope. Didn't even. Just my brain broke. Not my internet. You're allowed to be wrong, Bill.
Mm-hmm. I better be. I'm really good at it. It's one of the few things I've got down to a science at this point.
Good.
All right. What else you got, Kimberly? What was the other standout for you?
Yes. What was it? Oh, Tulip Bubble.
Tulip Bubble. Oh yeah, this is I think Ted Alsbach talked about this on the show he was on, but I want to hear another opinion. Go.
Okay, hold on one second. Let me pull up the BGG on the Tulip Bubble so I can give the proper credit where it's due.
So Chad from the chat, we didn't know we didn't know we were going to play Mini Park until we were. We played it on Saturday as we were prepping for the we were prepping for or hanging on to tables in prep for the closing ceremonies. So we were just all kind of playing whatever it is that we had on us. I prepared for it a little bit and brought a couple games to the table, specifically Portal 2849, which I'll talk about. And if you want a minute, you want me to talk about Portal first?
Oh, I've got it all pulled up.
You good? All right, Tulip Bubble it is, because Netters is excited for this one.
Tulip Bubble! Kuyu, I think it looks like, is the designer's name.
Sure.
And it's published by Obvious Game Design. I'd never heard of it before. It is like a really well streamlined 4X. It's like a pretty solidly, I would give it a higher weight score than they have it listed for on BGG even. It's a decent weight economic game about buying and selling tulips, basically. The art is pretty. The tulips are great. It's a really easy to teach and grok version of a heavy economic game. It really was well streamlined. It played really nicely. The flow was good. Probably like an hour long. Perfect.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think that if there is a trend that I'm noticing in games lately, it's that we seem to be trending towards heavy games with light rule sets, right? Like stuff where what you do on your turn is pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Like, not obvious, but like easy to understand. Like draft a die and do a thing in the case of the game I'm going to talk about. Or, you know, something where it was just super easy to get into. This sounds like one of those too, eh?
Yeah.
But heavy economics in a short period of time is pretty good.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know. I never played the first one, the Scott Nicholson game. I didn't play that one.
I've not played that either.
Yeah.
I know what you
mean. Mav, yes, I'm talking about Pulsar. I'll get there in a second. That's going to be the one I'm talking about in just a minute. Hang on. But yeah, no, I've heard. I mean, this is the second time I've heard about Tulip Bubble. It wasn't even on my radar until people started talking about it on the show. But you really liked it, huh?
Radar, and Matt and I were wandering through the hall and ran into Nicole and Evan, and they had just grabbed Tulip Bubble and were like, "Want to play?" Sure. I knew nothing about it. As soon as he started describing it, I was like, "Yes, this was a good choice."
Nice.
Yeah.
Is this Evan Dorn?
No, Evan. Oh no, I'm gonna butcher his last name. Nicole Hoya and her boyfriend Evan.
Okay, got it.
I'm really bad with last names, and his is longer. So you know.
Yeah, we don't have our official mispronouncer.
My brain is not there at the moment, so yeah.
That's fair. All of our co-hosts and producers are all here. You what?
Oh, Daniel gave me his last name in the chat. I know how to spell his last name. I don't want to butcher saying it, so that's all.
Okay, so you'll have to. Oh, see, now I changed the order of the letter. Okay, Pulgino,
something like that. Yeah,
Pulgino. I'm gonna go with Pulgino.
Yeah, I think it doesn't actually sound like that, though, if I remember correctly. Hence the opting out.
Smith. There you go. There you go.
Pronouncing it. Mm-hmm.
We need to come up with like a last name that we use whenever. I think it's pronounced Smith every time. It's one of those that we definitely are going to pronounce wrong.
Shh.
No, all right.
You call me Riverboat, right?
Yeah. No, Ben called you Riverboat.
I know.
I just. Oh no, River Dance. You're Kimberly River Dance tonight.
That was close.
So there you go. All right. So buy it, play it, forget it, or burn it for Tulip Bubble.
Play it probably for most people. Sorry, I have a pretzel in my mouth.
Because it's heavy economic.
Yeah, because I don't think that economic games are for everybody. But
yeah, I agree.
If you dig economic games, definitely get it to people.
I'll throw that in there for Clans Caledonia too. There is enough of an economic aspect to the game.
Yeah.
that I think that if you dig economic games, I think that Clans is going to kind of be your jam too. So
Yep.
I like that. I liked everybody really. The chat, Matt in the chat saying that he really dug it too, but one of the best games at the con for him.
Matt in the chat.
Right.
Is that what we're calling him now?
Yeah. Well, I'm saying
Matt in the chat.
Matt the chat. There you go. Oh God,
Instead of honey.
Everybody gets a dumb nickname. There you go. Very good. All right. So yes, Pulsar 2849. Mab was asking about that, or it asked if that was the one that I meant. So every year at BGG, I buy whatever the big box check CGE game is that year. It seems like this is my pattern at this point. Every year I buy whatever the latest one is. And this year it was Pulsar 2849. And I really like dice drafting anyway. I so far cannot think of a dice drafting game that I have played that I didn't like somewhere along the way. And so Pulsar was a natural fit, right? Space game. I'm a sucker for space themes anyway. It's very pretty on the table. And it's got this weird mechanic, right? For those of you that don't know. So when you draft dice, you roll a big pool of dice, and then everybody's going to draft out of them. But the higher numbered dice are just basically better than lower numbered dice in the game. But there is a penalty for the higher the numbered dice, the more penalty you're going to suffer on the initiative track, which is turn order, and on the what's it called, the engineering track, which is how you get cubes that you spend for extra actions and for activate endgame scoring bonuses at the end of the game. So you can take all awesome dice, but you're probably going to suffer for it. But then you use those dice to take actions on a whole bunch of different spots. You can use them as movement points to move around the map and tag, places to, put down your tokens for endgame scoring, or to activate bonuses, or to take ownership of pulsars, which you can then turn into victory point engine. So each pulsar can eventually, over the span of 3 actions, right, moving on to it, then buying a gyrodyne, I believe they're called, and then getting it spinning. Those 3 actions combined can get you a pulsar, which will generate points every turn for the rest of the game. The game goes for 8. There's a tech tree. There's these transmitter dealios, which is like you're building a tile tableau in front of yourself. They are sort of an income source and some points. And you can get bonus actions from a couple different spots. It's really accessible. A lot of people, it's funny, I talked about it a lot. So here's the deal. Brandon, from What You Play This Week, who's currently sitting in the chat room instead of jumping into the show. I don't know what that's about. Damn it. Daniel's doing the same thing. Whatever, y'all. Anyway, Brandon secured himself a review copy and asked me to pick it up for him. So I did, but he said, hey, go ahead and crack it and play it. So I did. And after the first game, with his review copy, I got up, went to the Check Games booth, bought it on the spot because I was going to buy it later anyway. But I went up and bought it, and then played it a second time immediately because it was that good. Yeah. So that was my game of the convention. I think it is really good. There are a lot of paths to victory, and the second game I played completely differently than I did the first game, and it was just a good tight game. It's really excellent. So I think it's pretty. It's got good table presence. It's very easy to get into because everything and how things work is very obvious. Everything is just you draft a die and then you take an action that shows that die associated with it. Easy peasy lemon squeeze me.
Yeah,
totally worth it. So yeah, easily a buy it for me anyway. Best part about playing it, by the way, Molly taught it. That was awesome. Molly had played it once, and then she was like, yeah, I can teach this. And we played the second time, and it was really good. So that made me really happy. I don't think Molly has taught me a game yet that wasn't like Rummy Cube or something like that from when we first started hanging out. So that was really cool. She had a good time with it. So
good.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So people talking about inserts. Somebody was talking about Meeple Realty in there, right?
Daniel.
Yeah. I like so I have the Meeple Realty for Feast Road, and I talked about it on this channel a while ago, but I also bought the Gloomhaven insert from Broken Token this time. and I thought about buying the Maple Realty one, but I ended up going with Broken Token because I had seen it in person.
Yeah.
And I knew what it actually looked like, and I hadn't seen the Maple Realty one yet. So I went with the known thing. So Daniel, no, I have not talked about Michael beef stroganoff, whatever that. Oh, look.
You guilted me into this.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, I'm not actually watching. I just heard an extra voice. Hi, Brandon.
Hello, Kimberly.
Good morning, sunshine.
You all sound perfectly fine. I think I just caught con crud by proxy. So,
shut up! You did not. I'm not sick.
Just by following everything, I think that's what happened.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to give me crap for showing up and say you were sick when I got there.
Yeah, I know. I wasn't going to blame you and Thomas for that. Yeah, carry on with your conversation. I'll jump in.
All I was going to say, I was just talking about how I bought the insert for Gloomhaven, the Broken Token one,
which is a must-have if you play Gloomhaven.
Yep. That's what we discovered. So Ben in the chat, Ben and I have been playing Gloomhaven, and the storage just sucks.
Yes, it does.
So the fact that now I'm $180 into this game.
You're still 350 behind me.
I'm 205 in because I also have the upgrade kit from the second edition coming.
That's a whole
you're still about 300 behind me.
Oh my god!
Because I had to buy new glasses to read everything.
There's a lot to grok in there. So
everything's kind of. It's really neat, but everything's kind of tiny and use that weird font, and I just was having issues. So I decided I went and got me a nice pair of bifocals. Actually, progressive lenses, but
Yeah, I have them too.
Okay. Now.
I'm an old boy now.
Oh no, that's what
So Daniel in the chat is just shouting "Pledge your fealty to Meeple Realty" over and over again in the chat, which is
damn mind is what we're saying.
That's very possible.
This show is not the Dukes of Dice.
They're not paying him to say this. He just lost his damn mind.
He just lost his mind. That's all right. So here's the deal. I like the Meeple Realty for Feast for Odin. I think it's beautiful. And I like my Terra Mystica from Daedalus. And I like my Foam Core for Fields of Arl. And I like my Broken Token for Giverna. I think all of the insert companies... And maybe it only posted once, whatever. It looked like I saw it twice.
I think you said it, but that's okay.
It's all good.
Love you, Daniel.
Anyway, the reason that I bought the Broken Token one is because I had laid eyeballs on it, and I saw, and I thought, and I liked how it looked like it was laid out. That's the only reason. But I do really like Meeple Realty stuff too. I am not brand loyal. For the record, any of you insert companies that are watching, I am willing to become brand loyal for a reasonable fee. So really fast, Netters, before you go, Netters, you're welcome for the Kringle. It was absolutely my pleasure. Netters and I had a conversation where she didn't know what Kringle was, and the Kringle is a sort of a traditional dessert up here in Wisconsin land. And so I muled 2 Kringles down with me to BGG and had one of them with her and her boyfriend. Boyfriend.
I don't know. Significant
for breakfast. Pretty sure. Yeah, her SO. For breakfast one of the mornings. And then I left basically one whole Kringle with her for her to nosh on for the remainder of the...
I still don't know what a Kringle is. I'm sure it's a gluten.
Okay.
It would kill me. But
it's gluten. It's gluten death for you. You definitely can't have it. But basically, picture a toilet seat.
Well, that's right. That's how you told me when I asked before. Picture a toilet seat is not a good way to describe a food.
Yeah, I know. But that's what makes it funny.
Okay.
It's a toilet seat with some sort of sweetened topping or sweetened filling and then icing over the top. It's amazing. Yeah, he is your man. That's what I thought, Netters. I knew that. I get nervous, right? Like I always feel like I'm gonna say the wrong thing. So yes, he is. And you two are awesome. So I'm glad y'all enjoyed it. She brought this churro flavored chocolate and gave that to me. Oh, and by the way, she also muled Willie Hung made me one of his awesome dice boxes, those cigar boxes that he does. And she gave it to him, or she gave it to Netters, who brought it for me. And it was gorgeous. And then we used it with for Eclipse, and then everybody complained when the dice screwed him. So then it was suddenly the dice box's fault. But yeah, Mitch is pretty rad.
Yeah, I really like Mitch too.
So yeah, so that was about it for my shopping. Right, I didn't shop for much else. I muled a lot. Well, I bought the demo copy of the one game, but I can't talk about that yet. Oh, secrets, spoilers.
Oh, you better message me or something. I don't know what you're talking about.
See, I know a thing.
You bought a demo copy of a one game. We bought the demo copy of Pyramid Poker, so suck it.
There you go. All right.
I'm not sure
yeah,
why
well,
suck it.
yeah, I don't know what that means. So here's what I'll say. We weren't supposed to say anything at the convention. The convention is now at least 24 hours over, right?
And I already posted something about mine.
Oh, well, then I don't care. Fine. If you already spilled the beans, then I don't give a crap.
I didn't say where it came from.
NSKN Games was there, and they had Dragon's Gate College.
Yeah.
And they were demoing, but they were supposedly not selling it. But I went over there, and on Friday, I walked the hall and was media guy and was just shaking hands and whatever. And I stopped there because Brandon had asked me to take a look for this game. So I stopped and I'm talking to him about it. I'm like, hey, my buddy's been talking about this one. What can you tell me? I can't do a demo, but give me a pitch. And he was describing it to me. It sounds pretty cool, right? Like I like the idea. The basic concept of the game is that you are college training up adventurers, right? So you're either training wizards, fighters, or rogues, basically.
Right.
And your teachers, have their specialties, and the players have certain aptitudes. And it's another dice drafting game. This seems to be all the deal. But the conceit of this game is that some of the dice in that dice pool are your player color. And if another player drafts a die of your color, you get to use it too.
Yeah.
So you can change out some of the neutral dice for dice of your color over the span of the game, so that way you'll get more and more actions is the idea. And so I demoed the thing, and then the guys from NSCAN said, so we have one copy here. And I said, really? And they're like, yeah, $50. I said, done. No problem. I'll buy it. And I had failed Brandon on all the other games that he wanted me to buy. Like I wasn't able to get any of the other stuff he'd asked me to try and pick up, but I was able to get that one for him. So, but they said, don't tell anybody, because we've been telling people we don't have any to sell here. And I said, all right, fine. So I didn't tell anybody, except for I totally told some people, because I don't care. And the people that I told I knew weren't going to say anything. I think the whole idea was they just didn't want to get any, they didn't want people that they had turned down on Thursday to be mad on Friday. So if you were one of the people that got turned down on Thursday, I'm sorry. Maybe I'm just pretty. It might just be the hair. Maybe they were just really, I don't know. Anyway, so they sold me the copy for Brandon, but then Sunday they muttered something about they might sell the demo copy too on Sunday. And I said, okay. So Sunday afternoon, I went back and said, hey, you still got the demo copy? And they said, yeah. And I said, here's $40. And they said, done. Packed it up. So I got the other copy. So apparently Brandon and I have the only two copies that exist in the States.
Nice.
Well, I'm sure somebody brought it from Essen, but yeah.
Well, but I mean, from here. So
yeah, I got you.
So there you go. So and the only thing that I've seen about it is Rado did a run through of it before Essen. But that's about it. So I'm going to try and get this sucker to the table. I'm going to see if I can figure it out tonight and then play it tomorrow. So gird your loins, Ben Detloff. Get ready. And Brandon, not you, Brandon, other Brandon. Brandon in the chat.
Brandon Rojas?
Rojas. Brandon, way to represent, brother. Appreciate that. Brandon had his Cubist shirt on at PAX.
Oh,
nice job.
Thank you, Brandon.
Yeah, you did. Nice job, buddy. I appreciate that. Yes, Bill does like dice draftings. I liked La Granja was one that I was a really big fan of too. So I thought that was cool. Yeah, there was a lot of so here's a fun story. We gotta tell goopy stories, Kimberly. I'm sure you have at least one that wasn't traumatic and didn't scar you, right?
0. Everything I do is traumatic, Bill. No, go ahead.
That's not true.
I know.
Not everything.
Most.
Okay, so Daniel Wood, aka Point Salad, from our Australian friend. I absolutely adore Daniel. He's one of the guys that I always look forward to seeing at BGG. So Daniel, Adrian Azell, Dreadful Games. came up with this dastardly plan that she wanted to take Daniel to Outback Steakhouse.
Yes.
Quote unquote, give him a taste of home. And basically just troll the hell out of him. We were all going to do this big group dinner. We're going to get an Uber. We're going to go to Outback. At the last minute, Daniel couldn't make it for whatever he did. So at the last minute, Daniel can't make it. We've already got the Uber called, and he can't go. So we're like, well, I guess we're going to Outback. Great. This will be wonderful. We end up, and it's Adrienne and her husband, Michael, and Molly and myself and Patrick Hillier. The 5 of us hop in this Uber, and we're going supposedly to Outback, and we end up in basically the killing fields out in the middle of effing nowhere. Mm-hmm. The Uber driver did not speak the best English in the world, so communication barriers were a thing. And he literally is like, it's supposed to be right here, and there is like a field and an old warehouse off in the distance, and that is it. And we're like, holy crap. Well, and literally Patrick Hillier is like, are we going to die from the back seat? Mm-hmm. And so now we're all giggling. So we key in another thing. We go to the second thing, and 10 minutes later, now we've been in the car for like a half an hour at this point. 10 minutes later, the guy says, it should be here. And we look, and there's a used car dealership. And so by this point, we're like, well, we're screwed. This is just never going to happen. But Patrick pipes up, hey, I saw a pho place about a mile and a half back. Let's just go there. So we end up eating Vietnamese. And when we walk in, 3 out of the 5 of us had Cubist shirts on, because this was right after the podcast panel. So it was Adrienne had hers on, Patrick had his on, and me. So we looked like this weird cult marching into there, and all the randos. We're nowhere near the convention at this point. The people that were in there were like, what's the Cubist, and why are you all wearing it? What's going on? You're getting some pretty serious side eye. It was really funny. And so I had pho for the first time, which I called pho, and got the most dirty look I've ever seen in my life from Patrick. He's like, it's not pho.
It's not pho. It's pho.
It looks like pho.
It does look like pho.
So I had that for the first time. That was pretty awesome. And it was a very cool experience, though. It was stressful as hell for like a half an hour when we thought we were going to die, but then it was amazing.
I mean, I absolutely would think we were being murdered. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Patrick got Thomas, my co-pilot from the drive. Hey, Tom, how's it going? Patrick got nearly berated about the rating system. Forget it should be before burn it. It is. Forget it is before burn it. That is how it goes. Mm-hmm. We yelled at him. Nah, I don't know. Brandon was like my Brandon Kemp over there was like my unofficial morale officer during the show. So I had a rough first day or two, and Brandon was like, everything's fine.
You're fine, Bill. Just
relax. I put too much crap on myself like I usually do.
Well, yeah, we had not like an adventurous food adventure, but Matt's friend happened to be in Dallas flying in Friday night. So that's where we missed part of Fancy Friday. You guys were late coming back. So we got dressed for Fancy Friday early because we knew we were going to be gone for a chunk of the late part. And then you guys got stuck. So you guys got back later, and we went to dinner with his friend Rohit. We just used the app. I have a Find Me Gluten-Free app, and pulled up like he wasn't going to get there till 10. So I had to be someplace open late at night for dinner. So I searched late night and nearby, and it only came back with a couple places that weren't bars. So we found a place that was called Something's Tortilla Factory. Sounded like, Mexican food. It got really good reviews. We got there. It was basically a really nice fast food restaurant. So Matt, as you remember how adorable Matt looked, and we're all fancied up.
Yes.
Just like slightly nicer fast food restaurant.
Awesome.
So his friend picked us up from the hotel and drove us to. It was kind of amazing. Yeah.
That's great.
As we're like approaching it, we can see it's got a drive-through.
Nice.
It's not exactly what we intended, but it was actually pretty good food. So, it stayed open till midnight, so it worked. We made it work. Damn it.
That's awesome.
You said you look like Daniel. Mm-hmm.
Wait a second. Mab says he dressed up for Fancy Friday at PAX. Nice. I like that.
What? Now what? Oh, Mav did?
Yeah.
That is nice.
That's all right. I like it.
I would like to see pictures of that, please.
Yes.
I don't know who this person is, but if you could send pictures on something.
There you go. Send it to the Cubist podcast at Gmail, and I'll forward it along.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I got you. Yeah, between Brandon representing the Cubist, and we had Fancy Friday going on, and Eric, I think Eric Buscemi wore his Cubist shirt at some point. Pretty sure he did. I think we had one or two more over there too. That's all right. I like that. I don't know. Next year won't be a thing. So next year they won't be in competition. It won't be a problem. I don't know.
Yeah.
What is weird Concordia? What the hell are you talking about?
Transatlantic.
Yeah.
Oh, transatlantic is weird Concordia?
It's stupid weird Concordia.
Stupid weird Concordia. Sorry. So, all right. Did you play this, Kimberly?
Yeah. Well, we played a little over half. Yeah.
And then you were like, this is stupid weird Concordia. We're going to bed or what?
No, it took forever and we needed to go out with Rohit. But it should have been like a 45-minute game. So we figured an hour and 15 for teach and play would be sufficient. But the rule book is a disaster. Disaster.
Gotcha.
So we played with Bob Rogan.
Who's the pub?
I don't remember who the publisher is.
Don't worry.
It's Meckert's though.
Yeah.
Somebody else will know who the publisher is, but the rulebook was a disaster. We played with Paul Grogan. John Gets Games came over and tried to help us. Paul had his iPad open at the BGG forums the whole time, double checking things, trying to find like the non-translated versions of rules. The graphic design literally differed from cards to board to player aid to rulebook. These colors changed. It was freaking terrible.
That's PD Verlag coming from
and
Rio
it looked
Grande
like
here.
it was done on like MS Word. Like it's
nice.
just it's a whole the cards are really bad. It looks like the game came out in the 90s. Not good. It was definitely a rush to print situation.
Remember when we started the show saying we were going to stay positive?
No, you did, and I said I'm not doing it. Remember?
That's fair. That's fair.
You were
So
like,
what was everyone fighting over copies to play?
huh?
What was
Clans,
everybody fighting over copies to play?
Clans Caledonia seemed like the game that everybody wanted to be playing.
Clans was pretty popular. Azul was really popular.
Kalamala, I feel like, was one.
But decently popular. Favelas was really popular.
Well, Pulsar was for sale, so if you wanted to play that one, it could happen, right?
Same
Like
with Favela. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Favelas was as well. I thought about asking you to grab a copy of that one, but
Did you say Azul?
Azul was
Yeah,
really
she
popular.
did.
Yeah.
yep, that should be popular.
I don't know. Yeah, I didn't get to play a lot of new games, really. I played, like I said, Pulsar and Clans twice each.
As long as you weren't as bad as Patrick, you're good.
Why, what did Patrick do?
I think he played like 2 new games.
I think I played like 2 new games.
Oh,
Well, no, I played more than that. I played Mini Park. I played that Michael Stroganoff game
Yeah, that you didn't like, the Michael
that I
Stroganoff.
didn't like. Yeah.
I want a copy of the Michael Stroganoff game. We should stop calling it Stroganoff, probably.
Yeah, it's something completely different.
Well, it's a Jules Verne novel, for crying out loud. It's definitely something different. I just don't know what it is because it's printed in Cyrillic script.
And
So
because
It's Strogoff. It's just Strogoff.
Strogoff. Okay.
Yeah, the other Uwe was always busy. Yeah.
Yeah, Nusfjord. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Nistfjord.
Nusfjord. There you go.
Nistfjord.
It is Stroganoff. It's not Stroganoff, Matt. Stop that. You're not helping.
Strogoff.
It's definitely not Stroganoff, damn it. Yeah, no, Strogoff. I played that with the Daniels, with Daniel Wood and Daniel Newman.
They both loved it.
And they both really liked it, and I didn't. But that Daniel Newman pointed out, yeah, hashtag Matt is always right. I forgot. Sorry. Daniel Newman pointed out that we did not play under ideal circumstances. It was very late at night, and we were getting interrupted. That's right. Molly played too, didn't she? Yeah, Molly was our 4th. That's right. Forgot about that.
We're not going to tell Molly.
I don't care.
Right.
She'll know. She's fine. Molly. Look, here's the deal. Molly is going in with eyes wide open. She knows how dumb I am. There's
I
no.
haven't checked my love spreader stuff. I need to respond to things.
Oh, that's right. Hey, official love spreader of the week, Kimberly Rebia. Yeah.
Yeah.
Represent.
Yeah, girl.
Nice. How you doing? Are you spreading all the love? You see, it's almost. Did the people that nominated you for this, had they met you?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No, Jason Dinger has not met me in person.
Whose fault was this? Who did this to you?
Jason Dinger.
Okay.
Oh,
Dinger. Okay. Yeah,
He asked. He didn't just do it.
Okay, well that's good, I guess. I just wanted to be like, have you met her? She's.
Yeah.
No, you're pretty.
Thank you. I love you too, Bill.
I do love you. You know that I do, but like official love spreader does not seem like the sort of job that you would be lobbying for.
I mean, I don't lobby for any jobs. Jeez.
That's fair. That's fair.
But now I have to I don't have to nominate anybody yet, but I'm going to have to nominate somebody.
So really fast, shout outs. I want to do quick shout outs to people that were awesome over the span of the week. So Adrian Azell brought me the small asteroid promo for Terraforming Mars, which is awesome because I didn't have it yet. And she made me a 10,001 awesome points sign. There's a picture of it up on my Instagram if you go check it out, which I promptly tweeted a picture of and tagged all the guys from Flip the Table saying that I'm winning the convention at this point. And the response that I got was that the lawyer bots had been dispatched to deal with the problem, and also that the exchange rate of awesome points to real points was fairly low, so I wasn't doing all that well. So that was cool, but Adrienne was awesome. I hung out with her quite a bit. She taught Spirit Island, which was really close to my game of the con. That probably would have won had I not played Pulsar. Like that was really close. I'm gonna need to get a copy of that. That's really good. So anyway, Adrienne was awesome. She's also the one that was responsible in part for the debacle of the Outback Fancy Friday nonsense. But she's pretty rad. I think we're probably going to drag her into the show next week for the 50th.
Yeah, she said she wants to be on.
Yeah, we'll drag. I think next palooza of all the people that like to be on the show. We'll just see if we can guilt trip everybody into being on here. It'll be like that big mess of an episode that Tiffany Kairos was on. Where my internet dropped out.
First episode, Bill. You don't remember that?
No, I don't remember that. I didn't remember that Molly played a game with me 2 days ago. Of course, I didn't remember the first episode you appeared on. Are you kidding me?
And Tiffany and I wore fuzzy things.
Yes, that's right.
Like today, and she was dying because it was really hot in her house.
Yes, I do remember that part. I just didn't remember that was your first show part.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. I don't remember all the things. I can't. Brandon.
Yeah.
I really wish you'd been able to go.
Yeah.
Captain Enthusiasm.
I don't like to have seen everybody, but that's just too many people. Plus, I would have been like patient zero. Nobody would have got out alive.
That's a fair point. That already happens anyway. At least I did not see nearly as much. Everybody's getting better about just fist bumping. I'm still bad about that, right? Like my instinct is to shake hands first, and there were a few people. Gil Hoba was militant, right? He was not going to shake anybody's hand all weekend.
He never does.
No, Gil doesn't shake hands. Gil does hug me.
Okay.
Which is always funny because he will not.
Did you just cough into your Dragon's Gate College rulebook?
Yeah, I was reading the rules.
Nice. I can't decide if I'm more insulted by you reading a rulebook during the show or Kimberly playing Oniram.
I'm listening to you all.
I am how messages of love spreading.
Oh, yeah, that's what she's replying to.
That's fine. Whatever. We said this is going to be kind of a hot mess of a show. I'm fine with that. I'm excited.
I played Noria, and I don't like that you all didn't mention it at all.
We didn't play it.
I know. That's your failure.
I know.
Daniel played it. He wins.
Daniel Newman did?
Yes.
Brandon, you failed us.
Why didn't you tell me, hey, Bill, you need to play Noria?
I think I did.
Brandon. Mm-hmm.
I think I did say that. And I think I told you to play Memoir.
Oh, James asked if I played that too, and I didn't.
It's so fun.
I don't read. This is the first I've heard of that one because I'm really behind.
Yeah.
So I don't think you told me to play that.
I think I mentioned it to everybody, kind of like the generic everybody. Should play Memoir.
Gotcha.
Little fun, little fast memory game.
All right. Yeah. So Daniel Newman in the chat saying he played it. He really liked it. He's probably going to pre-order it.
I am going to do the same, but I'm probably going to import it rather than pay Stronghold prices for it. Because you can probably import it for cheaper.
Oh, is Stronghold putting it out?
Yeah, it'll be here February.
February, yeah.
Nice. I didn't realize that.
I played another person's copy that brought it back, so
right.
It's good. It's interesting things going on.
Here's the deal. I'm
got to be kind of spatially aware of what you're doing. So if that irritates you.
It's got the big 3D wheel thing, right?
Yes, it does. Which gets easier the more you play with it. But yeah, at first you're like, what the? Nothing's going to match up here.
Yeah. That's how I felt when I first started playing Tzolk'in, which is the first game I think of whenever I see this wheel deal, right?
Are we shouting out other people that were good at the con or what?
Wait, what?
Are we going to talk about other people that we liked from the con? You said Adrian.
Yes.
And
I always look forward to seeing Daniel Wood.
Yeah.
And
he's Australian awesome. Daniel. I really liked Eric and Netters. It was my first time. Yep. I met Netters briefly last time, but I didn't really play with her. And I had never met Eric Yurko before. He's adorable. We kept him.
Yep.
Basically
Chad from the chat.
Sorry, go.
But my moment when I was standing in line to get my badge on Wednesday, and Chad was one loop ahead of me in the line. I don't know if he had a Team Geek jersey on, and he saw me. He's like, "Hey, Bill," and he lifts up his jersey and he had his Cubist shirt on underneath his Team Geek jersey, and I'm like, "You wear that loud and proud, sir." He
flashed me the Cubist shirt too, though he tried to act like he didn't want to talk to us.
That's fine.
I was like, I know who you are. You just, I mean, I'm socially awkward, so I don't like to. I'm more socially awkward than people think I am. I don't like to just introduce myself to people. I'm really weird about that.
Yeah,
I need people to talk to me first, typically.
In general, that's me too.
I can keep people, Matthew Edward.
Yeah, every once in a while.
Apparently, I'm not allowed to keep people. I was unaware of this.
No, you absolutely are. Your admin jersey. You're welcome. Yeah. Okay. So Brandon is shaming me in the chat room for not getting any of his games. He's shaming me. There's shame.
I don't shame.
I know for a fact I saw Heaven and Ale in the Fun Again booth when I was in there on press day on Wednesday, but they weren't ready to sell. And then Thursday was a nightmare.
I wonder if they just didn't get a whole lot in just because Plan B is going to have it here pretty quick.
Yeah, I think that's probably the case.
But yeah, and also Plan B's also, I don't know, talking about how expensive it is to bring in. So we'll see what happens with it.
Yeah, no, the air conditioning in the dealer hall was not up to snuff Thursday morning when the halls open at 10 o'clock.
Oh, yeah.
I already get a little bit claustrophobic. I can be okay. I'm okay with crowds as long as I have some control and an easy out. But there were people that were like shoulder checking each other to try and get to specific games. And as soon as I start to get in, because I'm a big guy, I always worry I'm going to like hurt somebody or knock somebody over or something. So I get really nervous. Like my anxiety just goes through the roof when it gets like that. It was real bad. It was hot and it was stuffy and people were being dicks and I was getting hit with backpacks and shoulder checks and people just kind of shoving by to get to the thing they wanted. And so I went to Fun Again. I looked, I didn't see the games I didn't quickly see the games that Brandon was looking for. And I'm like, I got to go.
Yeah.
Can't deal. And I just left. And then I went back Friday and everything was gone. So I just want to throw this out there. Open letter to convention attendees. No purchase is worth being an asshole. I don't care. This one's not going to audio, so I don't care. I'll say whatever I want on this particular one, but don't be a dick. You don't need any game that bad that you can be a jackwagon to the people around you. You know, just be a damn human being. Ugh. Sorry, rant over.
And look, this cute boy. Can you see my phone?
Glare for days. There you go.
Look.
Yes, he's very pretty.
At the con, Matt in the chat. He's very pretty.
And yes, Merlin's a Queen game. It'll be $30 in a few months.
No,
so
it
nobody
won't.
pays.
They say they're not going to sell it.
It's not going to be retail.
I'm
No,
still
you will
calling
not.
nonsense on that. We'll see.
They're just going to
Yeah.
keep doing Kickstarters for it. As long as people keep backing it and getting it that way, they'll be fine.
Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know.
not worth it anyway.
I mean, did you go and look at the prices in the Fun Again booth? I just about died laughing at all. They were so expensive.
Yep.
Tom in the chat is saying that Fun Again had 5 to 10 copies of some games, like 5 copies of Santa Fe, 10 Kalamalas, and 5 Heaven and Nails.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah. Well, okay, that's why I didn't get them, Brandon. Sorry, I wasn't willing to trample.
Damn it, Bill. What did I pay you the big bucks for?
You don't pay me any bucks. That's the problem.
That's
Give me
right.
some bucks.
Fun Again prices were, exactly. They had Kitchen Rush for $105. I just started laughing.
What?
So the first thing I did, because Matt and Eric
It's those sand timers.
had played it with the sand timers and absolutely hated it. They rage quit the day before. So we go through in the Fun Again booth and I see it. I just start cry laughing and DM'd Eric a picture of the price tag.
Jesus.
I amazing.
I don't want to, whatever. I mean, if people are willing, it's one of those, it's free market, right? Whatever the market will bear. If somebody's going to pay $105, that's fine. But no,
people will, just because they could flip it for a good price if they don't like it pretty quick. We won't see Kitchen Rush or whatever here for 5-6 months, and
I mean that's
you
probably
can play it a couple times and get your kicks out of it and ship it off to somebody for a markdown of 10%.
Yeah. I mean, I came home with 4 new games and an insert, right?
Yeah.
And I'm good. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I've got games to play for a long time. And I spent less on my 4 games than on apparently 2 copies of Kitchen Rush. So
I guess they didn't buy it then. Okay.
What?
I guess he said Fun Again still was packing it up at the end of the game or into the convention. People didn't buy Kitchen Rush.
Good.
Did they buy Altiplano out though?
I never saw it.
Bought Kitchen Rush. They still have the same size stack from day 1 to day 5 or whatever it is for.
So I'm seriously thinking this year I'm just not going to buy games through the year until Essen, and I'm going to give somebody like $1,000 and say go crazy.
But then you have to ship it. You know that most of that stuff you'll be able to get here.
But it's more fun.
Here's the deal.
Either that or I just save the $1,000 and go to Essen myself.
I'd say that's what you should do. Although, for the record, the $1,000 will get you to Essen, and then you'll drop another $1,000 buying games at Essen because that's how that works.
Yeah.
So
I got to say $2,000. Thanks.
What?
Nothing. Go on.
Just saying.
I said that I got to save $2,000. Thanks.
Yeah, for sure. I always buy my games at BGG, Chad. And the reason I do that, and I've said this to a couple people, is because at conventions, the publishers get all the money, right? Like the price is the same as it would be MSRP, but they don't have to split with the distributors.
Right.
So the pubs get all the money, which helps offset their booth costs and, quite frankly, puts extra cash in their pocket.
Right.
So personally, I like buying at shows because I want the pub to get more money, to feel that they can be sunk back into more shows and development, and maybe pay some independent rules editors, Travis Hill, Paul Grogan.
Yeah, exactly. Can we get some more of that? Let's hire some editors, guys.
A little bit more of that would be a very welcome thing. So if I can put more money directly into their pockets, I'm all right with that. Don't get me wrong. I have no problem with distributors. They serve an important purpose. But I like the fact that dealers show up to these conventions. And so I'd like to financially reward them if I can.
Especially the ones that stayed faithful to BGG and still showed up after they said they would.
Yeah.
Because a lot of them did not. A lot of them dropped. So...
yeah, it's a thing. We're not going to stick a quarter in Brandon. Brandon has.
What are we going to stick a quarter in me for?
I don't know. But I don't think you should stick things inside of people without consent, Bill.
But yes, you could ask first.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. Hey, chat room, really fast. Since you guys are the ones that watch the show every week, or at least most of you in here are weekly viewers, I have a quick question. Would you be interested in a second show that was super informal like this, that wouldn't necessarily be regular co-hosts and whatever. I'm not promising anything. I just want to know if you'd be interested in the second night of something similar to this. I mean, besides
this twice a week.
Well, no, you don't have to do this twice a week. I'm asking if the chat room is interested.
You want to.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, if it's like this where I don't have to think about anything and I can just sit and shoot the breeze with my friends, yeah, sure. Like the regular show and I'm lining up guests and I'm coming up with topics and, it's out. That's more work. This is easy peasy, right? Yeah, the quarter edition of Cubist After Dark. That's actually what I'm thinking, is it basically be a Cubist After Dark kind of style thing where we just say whatever we want.
Brown chicken, brown cow.
Yes, the regular show is more formal than this, Daniel. I work harder at it. I actually do some work. You guys are mean, man. Whatever. Anyway, just a thought. I'm thinking. I'm
literally crying now, Daniel. Do you feel good?
Yeah, see how you are? Jerk me out. Yeah, there. How you like me now?
The quarter edition.
The quarter. Whatever. Anyway.
Thomas was also nice to meet too, even though I didn't see him a whole heck of a lot.
Yeah. I gotta say, Thomas gets extra points for putting up with my stupid ass on all the way down there and all the way back in the truck. He rode down in the truck with me, so he had to put up with me a lot more than anybody else that wasn't Molly did at the entire show. So, Thomas, you get extra points for being a hell of a co-pilot, and he makes amazing cookies, by the way. I'm just going to put that out there for all of YouTube to know. Cookies are where it's at. So I did give you that title without your permission. I absolutely did. Podcast producer. If you're going to call him the title, call him the whole thing, Matt. He's the podcast producer, not just the producer.
Oh, boy. So, yes,
you did not get thrown out of the truck, for sure. So, all right. Well, let's wrap this sucker up. Everybody's tired. It's a long night. I got a game day in the morning where we're going to.
Oh, boy. Yep.
Dragon's Gate College starting tomorrow. Plus, I got review copies of other stuff. I got This War of Mine's coming. You're going to actually start seeing some. No, there's not. No, Matt. You know what, Matt? You're just confusing the issue. Just stop. It's not going to get any better.
Right.
It's not going to get any better with you trying to help clarify. All right.
I would like to change it from Matt is always right to Matt is half the time a punk.
Well, you are welcome to tell Matt whatever you want in those things. You're doing a 2.5 into a Meeple Realty insert. Yikes!
Which one was Daniel working on?
Yeah, which one are you working on, man? Because I've got my Gloomhaven.
See, that's what it took for my Gloomhaven. It was about 2.5, 3 hours.
Nice. Did you get Broken Token?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. You think so?
I don't remember who I ordered.
How do you not know what you got?
Because I put it together and it goes in the box.
Oh my
God. It's got the horsey symbol on the thing.
The horsey symbol on the thing. I believe that is indeed Meeple Realty.
It may have been Meeple Realty.
I think that's.
But I never pledged my fealty. Yeah, I got the glue.
Oh, snap.
Good God. Yikes. Oh, man, this is all right. All right. Well, chat room, thanks for coming and hanging out with us. I know that this was kind of lame and dumb and whatever because we're all real tired, but it was really nice to just kind of sit and shoot the shit with friends tonight.
Deal with the con crash.
Yeah. Help the I always called it the con hangover, but I think I like con crash a little bit better.
Yeah.
It feels a little bit more honest, right?
Yeah.
Daniel,
it's not boring box, Daniel.
Oh my goodness, Daniel.
Daniel's, here's the deal, man. Mr. Newman, if you can get us a sponsorship, I'm down. I will pledge my fealty to Meeple Realty. Just make it happen. Not that you don't already do enough for the show and possibly more than many of us do. That's fine. Just saying. That's so anyway, chat room, you guys are awesome. Thanks for hanging out on such short notice. I'm really surprised there's so many people in there tonight. That's awesome. Very cool to see. So next week's the 50th, right?
Yeah, next week turn 50.
Next week is episode 50. So next week, I mean, this doesn't count, right? Because this is
we'll bring our A game on that one.
Oh yeah. Next week.
Can I bring a cowboy?
I think next week we're gonna have. Okay, got it. Next week, we're going to have a lot of people on the show. We're going to get a couple of the regulars, like Adrian Azell. I'm sure we'll be back on here. I'm going to see if I can guilt trip a couple other folks to be on the show. So
Thanks,
we're not giving away 50 games, Matt. You are
giving away 50 game. There's a game called 50 game.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Yeah,
that seems reasonable.
We'll find it.
So apparently, episode 50 sponsored by superfan Matt Roy.
Yeah,
that's what I'm hearing here.
The executive producer for
yes, you can be the executive producer and donator of prizes. That'll be good.
Yes.
That'll be very good. So, all right, chat room, you're rad. Kimberly and Brandon, thanks for hanging out tonight.
Sorry I was late. Fell asleep on the couch. Being a good dad.
At least you eventually jumped into the thing after the guilt trip.
I fell asleep while I was putting my kids to bed tonight.
I fell asleep, and I was supposed to have the kids in bed, but Corinza had book club tonight. So I was supposed to have the kids in bed by like 8:15. I woke up, Bill texted me at like 8:45. I'm like, oh, crap. And Annabeth's sitting in the kitchen or in the dining room eating Oreo cookies, watching YouTube videos. Gabby's upstairs doing something. Good.
But by the way, mad props for having Gabby come to breakfast this morning, by the way.
She wasn't going to let me not bring her.
That was funny as hell.
I let her skip school to meet Bill and to hang out with Thomas and Bill.
That's awesome. Good parenting 101, courtesy of the Cubist.
Yep.
Gotta love it.
Fall asleep on the couch, forget our kids, and take them out of school.
Exactly. So Superfan Matt's donating a game for next week. I guess we're giving away stuff. All right, cool. You tell you what, Matt, if you come up with a decent game to give away, I'll give away one too.
Oh, snap. I mean, between Matt and I, we have plenty that could be sent out, I'm sure.
Brandon, you want to pony up a game?
You know,
not that 1846. I swear to God, if you give anybody that isn't me that 1846, I will shank you.
That is the only thing I still have shrink in this house. Everything.
That's what I'm saying.
As soon as it comes in the house, I open it.
If that goes to anybody that isn't me, I will drive my happy ass down to Jeff City just to yell at you.
It's probably going to get auctioned, quite honestly.
No,
I'm doing a big purge right after the first of the year.
This guy.
My laptop battery is going to die. Wrap it up.
I'm going to keep talking to Kimberly so we can watch her just go.
Love you too.
Yay!
We'll figure it out.
One of these days, I will get to meet the awesome Kimberly.
All you had to do is come to BGG.
But she'll just have to come to a good con.
What the? You know what?
Excuse me, I run the best con, mister.
I wasn't. Yeah, I was just meaning you have to come to a good con, a Geekway. You have a good con there, but I'm not. I'm probably not dragging my kids halfway across the country. And what is it?
It's not halfway.
So you'll take him out. It's almost
in Missouri. It's halfway.
It's actually more than halfway for him, Kimberly. He's past the 50% point, literally.
I think I'm pretty much am here. I'm pretty
He's
in the country. It's halfway any coast.
Kimberly, his radio stations start with a K because he's on the wrong side of the Mississippi River. He is literally on. Yeah,
that's the wrong side.
He's that part. God. No, Kimberly does not run Geekway. She runs.
Thank you, Thomas.
Nice. All right, so here's the deal. Matt's giving away a game. I'll give away a game.
Nothing's going to be giveaway.
Nothing's going to be in shrink.
I almost wish I didn't open London.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, I would take London. Oh, wait, no. Sorry.
I'll find something. I think I got something in there.
We'll all give away something that doesn't suck. It might not be new, but it'll be something gently. It'll be a well-loved but awesome game somewhere along the way. That's the rule.
Donate will probably be pre-licked. And
I will lick mine as well if asked.
So. All right, there you go. I can do that. I'm fine.
Licks by request.
Yeah, exactly.
This giveaway just got real weird.
All right. So there you go. You heard it first. Spread the word. Next week for episode 50, we're all going to give away lick games. And more importantly, we're going to give away games that don't suck. That's the rule. Matt, if you're going to do this is your fault that we're doing this, but it has to be something that doesn't suck.
No, we got plenty of good games to give away that don't suck.
Right.
Between the two.
Right. Fair. No licking without consent.
The game with its consent, not yours,
yeah.
Newman.
I will definitely ask the game first if it's okay with being licked. And since I'm the owner, it'll be fine. Everything's fine.
So. Ben, I don't think I have any Ticket to Ride games that are going to get sold. We only keep the base and we keep Africa because we play with 3 players. So
makes sense.
That's all right. I think Matt's talking to him about it. And besides, Ben, it's not like it's hard to get Ticket to Ride stuff.
No, but you can get it cheaper from people who've played it, and they're just fine.
That's true.
This is true.
That's true.
All right,
There you
let's
The
go.
wrap
France map is fantastic, by the way.
it. Tell everybody you love them, and we'll see them next
be-
week.
Hey, there's the Kimberly we all know and love. It's like,
Yep.
shut the hell up. We've been trying to get out the line for 10
My
minutes.
laptop's gonna die in 1.5 minutes.
Oh, all right. There it is. All right.
You put a countdown on it.
Nice.
Yep.
Peace out, y'all.
Exactly.
Chat room, thanks.
My bitches.
You're the best. We'll see you in
Bye,
7.
Kimberly.
Be
Bye,
good.
everyone.
Bye.